Good evening and welcome to another edition of Dynasty Madness Picks. I'm your host for today, one time only, Rogers. To my right is Eddie. To my far left, Joe, Phil. This is week 5. Week 4, the winner of the week was Eddie. He had 10 picks. Alex, which is missing today, he had 9 picks. Rogers and Phil tied with 8. Joe has 7. And Chris had 5. That's why he's not here today. The first game of the week is Vikings at Packers. Everyone picked the Packers across the board. The second game is Bears versus Panthers Sunday at 1 o'clock. Chicago pickers are Alex, Eddie, and Chris. Carolina is myself, Phil, and Joe. First game we're going to talk about today is Texans at the Cowboys. Joe, you first.
Yeah, I was like real tempted to pick the Texans because I know the Cowboys and their fans are really feeling themselves right now, kind of like a little cocky right now. But the Cowboys, when you start to feel good about them, they always let you down.
So biased.
I really want to pick the Texans. No, I'm just keeping it real. Hey, never I ain't going to the history, but. I gotta pick the Cowboys, man. I'm a little concerned with Arian Foster right now. He's with his hamstring, so and DeMarco Murray's been playing very well. I've been very impressed with him, so I'm gonna pick the Cowboys.
Joe.
Sadly, I'm gonna pick the Cowboys too, only because they got the momentum going right now. One of those games. See Texas, Houston coming in the Cowboys Stadium and winning, but I'm gonna pick the Cowboys.
Eddie, how do you feel about the Cowboys?
Well, I think the Texans. This is definitely going to be an interesting game. It's not going to be an easy game. It's going to be a true test for the Cowboys' offense, and it's going to be a true test for the Texans' defense. But all in all, you still got to look at the big trio, Tony Romo, Des Bryant, and DeMarco Murray. No more really needs to be said. Cowboys is gonna win this week,
regardless. Jason Witten, he's all but forgotten with y'all now.
I too agree. Cowboys will win this. Houston has good defense, but I think Cowboys' offensive line is just overwhelming right now. I think nobody can compete with them right now. And I agree with him. My trio is very good. When you try to double one of them, somebody else is going to get open. And then once all of them taken away, Terrence Williams, Jason Witten, can't forget about them. Cowboys will win this one.
Yeah, I got one more comment, though.
Yes.
J.J. Watt going to spank that ass, though, as far as Tony Romo. With DeMarco Murray.
I'm very interested. I'm very interested to see on who they're going to match up with J.J. Watts, whether it'll be Doug Free or Tyron Smith. It's Tyron Smith. It's not going to be
you don't interchange offensive linemen. J.J. Watt goes all over the line.
J.J. Watt is a boss.
So Tony Romo's one J.J. Watt hit on the back from this being.
J.J. Watt is not going to get through.
I just don't think
because our offensive line is pretty legit.
I don't think Johnson, Fitzpatrick, and Foster is going to be a good enough trio to beat the Cowboys.
I agree. Even though Andre Hopkins is actually doing pretty good, more than Andre Johnson this year. Okay, the next game we're going to discuss is Bills at the Lions. Joe, who do you have and why?
Gotta pick the Lions on this one. The Bills, what's the record, like 2-2 or something?
Yes.
I think they're a true fraud as far as being a contender or whatnot. They start out 2-0, but that was kind of a what's the word? I can't even think of the word for it, but it was just that's not what I was gonna say, but it is a fluke, and I just don't believe in them. I think C.J. Spiller is good, but that's about it. The Lions, Calvin Johnson is gonna go off. And he's a good game.
I'm gonna go with the Lions too. Even though with Buffalo's defense, they can surprise you at any time. They're playing really well this season. And with E.J. Manuel having the slump he has, I think they will get an offensive boost by bringing in Kyle Orton. However, Lions with their team don't really lose at home. So because Lions at home, I'm gonna pick them.
I agree with what Joel was saying. I do think that the Bills are frauds right now. They're just they're trying to make themselves seem very good, even though I like Sammy Watkins or whatnot. But to tell you the truth, I also got to go with the Lions. That's any given day between these two. Matt Stafford and the whole team is going to get it done. So, yeah, Lions all the way.
I would not be surprised to see the Bills win. Like they saying, the Bills are frauds. They say Bills are frauds, but actually Bills were actually built to win now. Bills have defensive depth. They have pretty good defense. Line is okay. They have receivers. They have Robert Woods. They have Sammy Watkins. Then you got one of the best two combo running backs in the league with Fred Jackson and C.J. Spiller. They built to win now, which is why they made a quarterback change after them being 2-2. Kyle Orton will be better because he gets the ball out quicker, has a quicker release. E.J. Manuel is not really cut out to be in the NFL right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Bills win, but due to the lack of quarterback consistency, I will stick with the Lions to win Week 5. And also, Alex and Chris chose the Lions as well.
So that's Lions across the board.
Okay, so you have Ravens at the Colts, 1 o'clock. Who do you have and why?
I'm picking the Colts. Andrew Luck is he's showing a lot right now. You know, on pace for something like 48 touchdowns and like something like 50-200 yards. So he hasn't really paid anybody the last 2 weeks, but he's just a really good quarterback, and Joe Flacco is not. So
just flat out.
Who else is a running back? Bernard Pierce. He's a
Justin Forsett.
Justin Forsett.
He's looking pretty good.
I'm sorry to all my Baltimore fans, but I just don't think they're that good, honestly. So, the Colts.
Okay. It's tough.
It really is. But I'm going to go with Colts only because Ravens' production goes down dramatically when they're playing away from M&T Bank Stadium. Colts just find a way to get it done at home as well. Baltimore's shown that they can lay the smack down when they decide to. They just don't decide to do it away from home. So until they show something different, I'm going to go with the home team in this one. Go to Colts.
This is going to be a very interesting game to watch. I think it has the potential to be the best one out of the 5 that we're going to be talking about this week. But man, it's I wanna go with the Colts because that would be the obvious choice, and Andrew Luck, come on, man, that's my man. But I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I think that the Ravens is probably gonna do something. They're gonna definitely go out there to show people that they're for real this season also. So, and I'm kind of hoping that they do that too. So I'm definitely going to go with Baltimore.
I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts. Even though I think the Baltimore Ravens are better than the Colts on their best day, I just don't think the Ravens will have their best day because, like Joe said, the Ravens are not that good to me. They're good defensively, but offensively, Joe Flacco is really not the best. And I think Andrew Luck has so many weapons that he can put up points if he wants to. So I'm going with the Indianapolis Colts. Alex is going with the Ravens, and Chris is going with the Colts as well. Next game is Steelers at Jaguars. Everyone picked the Steelers except for Alex. That's who's his hero upset pick. Next game is Buccaneers at Saints. Everyone picked the Saints except for Eddie. He wanted to pick the wild pick. He's going to lose that one, so that's chalk one off for him. The next game was Falcons at Giants. For the New York Giants, we have Alex Eddie, myself, and Phil. And for Atlanta Falcons, we have Chris and Joe. Next one is Rams at Eagles. Eagles across the board. Rams really have no chance
Someone's gonna be happy
with a
about
third string quarterback.
Let me
I'm sorry, what's wrong?
go
You
ahead.
got something you like to say?
No, you are definitely right about that.
Okay. The next
chance, cause that's what you got.
Browns at Titans.
Titans.
The Browns are Alex, Eddie, myself, and Phil. Joel and Chris chose the Titans. Next game we're going to discuss is Cardinals at the Broncos, 425 in Denver. Who do you have and why?
You talking about this one?
Yes,
we're
we
talking
are.
about this one. The Cardinals versus
The
Broncos.
Undefeated.
the
The
undefeated
Cardinals are
Cardinals.
really good, but the Broncos gonna win this one. Peyton Manning all day. Marius Thomas, Julius Thomas, Russ Walker coming back. The whole squad. Denver's gonna win this one. I don't think it's gonna be close, honestly.
Score one for my dark horse pick being 3-0 already. But they're going to lose today. I mean, I'm going with the Broncos.
Who do you have and why?
Honestly, they came out looking real good. The Cardinals have came out looking pretty good. Yet still, it just doesn't show me that they're gonna beat Peyton Manning along with Demarius Thomas and everybody else. So yeah, definitely Denver's gonna win that one.
Emmanuel Sanders too, my bad. I forgot about him. Cause he been beasting.
Who?
Emmanuel Sanders.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Emmanuel Sanders has been beasting out too. So
Yeah.
And Julius
yeah,
Thomas.
it's just not
Has been
happening.
productive in my fantasy league.
So you're going with the Broncos. I too will go with the Broncos, even though I do not agree with their logic. I think Cardinals can match up with them defensively compared to the Broncos. I think the Broncos might be a little bit too much, but I think the biggest problem Cardinals will have is trying to score on the Broncos. And also the Mile High Stadium is tougher for people to breathe in. Cardinals might have a problem trying to keep up with the Broncos in that regard. So pretty much it's Broncos across the board. We have Jets at Chargers at 425. Everyone on the panel picked the Chargers. The next one is Chiefs at 49ers. Alex has 49ers. Phil has the 49ers. And Joe has the 49ers. Myself, Chris, and Eddie all have the Chiefs. The last game we will discuss is the Bengals at Patriots. Sunday night at 8:30. Joe, who do you have and why?
I think it's gonna be another blowout. It's just the way the league has been going this year. You know, the Patriots, they get their ass whooped last week, and then all of a sudden, the team to get their ass whooped. Buccaneers get their ass whooped next week, and they come out and beat the Steelers. I think it's gonna be the same thing. Patriots gonna come out. Everybody's saying Tom Brady washed up, which I kind of agree with. But then this week, somehow he's gonna throw 6 touchdown passes and 400 yards. So that is my that's my, what do you call it? You heard it here first, prediction of the week, by the way. And yeah, Patriots.
I actually agree with a lot what he was saying. I just think that New England's going to save it for the postseason. Somehow they're still going to make it. They're going to see Cincinnati in the playoffs. Andy Dalton's going to remember who he is. And Patriots are going to win in the playoffs. However, week 5, I'm going to take Cincinnati.
Wow.
I'm definitely. Right off the back, I'm gonna tell you I'm going with Cincinnati. I've been really paying close attention to the Patriots play and everything, and I must say I'm very disappointed in them. For a team that has came out strong, even if they don't make it to the Super Bowl every year, they've came out pretty strong every year for the last few years, and I really expected them to do the same thing this year. But honestly speaking,
Then round one, playoffs come.
Tom Brady is just, I don't know what's going on with Tom Brady.
He's saving it for the
It's still too early to say it, but I mean, there is that chance that they're not gonna get there, man.
Okay.
Not with the way everything
So
is.
yeah, exactly. So we can put it here. Phil says it first. New England finds a way to get to the playoffs, even though they're slumming right now.
Okay, we could put a note on this.
The Jets and the Dolphins might have something to say about that.
You said the Jets.
That's cute. That's it. You only need to win 9 games, you win. In the AFC.
Right.
Patriots gonna make it into 8-8. They're gonna beat Cincinnati in the
Tom
wild
Brady's
card.
just not gonna do it. He might not even have a job by the end of the year.
Oh, you
crazy.
You heard it here first.
Hey, put it in writing, dog.
I also think Cincinnati.
Put it in writing.
I pick Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati is a dominant team. Both sides of the ball. Their defense is just too legit. And then offense, they just have too many weapons. I think Patriots going to put up a good fight, but I think Cincinnati is going to beat them by at least 2 touchdowns. I just think Cincinnati is just that dominant, and defense travels. So I don't think they'll have a problem trying to stop the Patriots. Patriots just look like a shell of their normal selves. And I don't think they have what it takes to beat the Bengals. In the last game, Monday night, Seahawks at Redskins. Everybody picked the Redskins. It's like, nah. Everybody picked the Seahawks. So currently in the lead with 37 points is Joe. Phil is right behind him, 36. Chris is third with 33. Alex has 31. Myself has 28. Don't forget I took a week off and I'm only down by 9. So which means I'm probably really in the lead. But that's okay. And Eddie is in last. He has 18. In our next segment, we will discuss the most disappointing teams so far in the NFL. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I know what you're thinking. You're like, why is this segment failing without Chris? However, I am here to introduce the next segment without Chris. Stay tuned and enjoy the next segment, and I'll be back next week.
Good evening and welcome back to Dynasty Madness. Our topic of today are the most disappointing teams so far in the season up to week 5. Joe, you can start.
As my preseason Super Bowl pick, I'm going to have to pick, well, not to win the Super Bowl, but to go. And the guy picked New Orleans, man. New Orleans, they didn't even play nobody yet, and they're still 1-3. I mean, what? 1-3 or 0-4? 1-3. And they ain't even played nobody yet. So
Don't forget they played the Cowboys. That's a pretty beastly team right there.
they ain't played nobody yet. They still 1-3.
They lost to a great team.
I'm just extremely disappointed in them, so there's no excuse for their performance.
Who do you have?
I'm gonna go with the winless teams, Jacksonville and Oakland. With the momentum that Gus Bradley had with the Jaguars last season, figured that they would have squeaked out one game in the first quarter of this season. And Oakland, with all of the veterans that they brought in, yeah, you didn't think they were going to make a playoff push seriously, but they seem to have been making a pretty good foundation that looks like it's just crumbled in the span of as soon as preseason started. Reggie McKenzie looked like he knew what he was doing, and now it looks like it's garbage. Dennis Allen is gone. Man, I didn't think he was a good coach to begin with. We all know that Mark Davis went to John Gruden. John Gruden said, ha, thanks, but no thanks. I'm going to sit right here and collect this money doing broadcasting. You can find some other bum off to run this bum off team. And, yeah, 0-4 with the way parity is set now, it's inexcusable. So, both of them are my most disappointing teams.
I must say I cannot disagree with that at all. And also Jacksonville, I kind of felt like they were probably gonna do a little something this year, and I was hoping for that, because it's been a while since you actually seen them do something decent, but unfortunately they're back at the same wagon that they jumped off of.
Here's hope, Jacksonville. Here's hope.
Right.
We're gonna take it.
We're gonna take it. You're not ready for it. You're not ready. We're definitely. Jacksonville got to figure something out. Seriously.
But Blake Bortles and Derek Carr look very good, though.
Right. Exactly.
Who really
That's what
had
I'm trying to
Jacksonville
figure
going far?
No,
No
well,
one.
it's not the point of
I was
getting them
thinking 1 and 3
to
to
go
start
far.
off the season.
But I mean,
once the late season playoff push comes, you think they're gonna squeak out a game then?
You picked up two. You picked up two
But
quarterbacks.
you gotta remember, Justin Blackman was not there. He's a big reason why they started winning later on in the season.
No, he
Yeah,
was,
I
he
mean,
was
yeah,
suspended
but-
last season too.
Not-
But still, they picked up. They made some very good
They came back for
pickups.
like 3 games.
He came back.
Okay, for
the
the
first
game.
game he came back, he scored a touchdown.
They made some
And just
very
to
good
having
pickups.
Justin Blackman will help the Jaguars.
They made some very good pickups picking up Blake Bortles and Derek Carr. But I mean,
Allen Hurts came out of nowhere. He's a big physical receiver.
but just,
He could be a Justin Blackman light.
That
He gotta
just
get the ball
shows-
too.
You know, like, what's
That
better,
just shows
having
that the
Blackman
problem-
and Hearns or just having Hearns?
that just shows that the problem that they were having is not in the quarterback position.
All they was having is some
Anyway.
shit.
Who's your pick?
My pick, I would have to say the New York Jets. The New York Jets overperformed last year. They went 8-8 with a terrible, terrible offense. I thought that come back a year later, they will be able to squeak out another win or two because they added Chris Johnson, Eric Decker, Jason Morrow. I thought he'd do better, but right now they're 1-3. And Geno Smith had a great last quarter of the season last year, so I thought he'd just make that step, which is not totally Geno Smith's fault. I think it's more of play calling and system, but I do think the Jets are underperforming right now, especially in the division they're in right now. I think they could be doing better.
I think Geno Smith is a bum. Seriously, if they gave him that many weapons and he's doing worse than what he actually did.
Eric Decker is not a weapon.
Man,
Eric Decker's doing
he's not as
actually
He's a
very
good role
decent.
player.
Actually, he's doing pretty
But it's
good.
way
Yeah,
better.
he's doing good. He's
They-
overperforming his role
My
player status.
thing is-
but he's not the go-to guy.
They said Geno.
Jeremy Curley
they
is not
said-
a go-to guy.
Listen, they said Geno, here's some more people. Do something with him. And you know what he
We're gonna
did?
give this to you.
He threw
Get us-
some fucking
get us-
picks.
Get us
That's
a
what
nine.
he did.
Get us a.
All right?
Get us a 9 and 7.
Get us 9 and 7.
Geno
Get us
Smith
7-6.
is a bum.
Hey,
Brett said, I got
you
the
heard it
defense.
here.
I got the
You heard
defense.
it
You
here.
just give me 9
He's a
wins,
bum.
and I'll take care of
All
everything
right?
else.
I'm telling you that by week 10, Michael Vick is going to be playing.
I am honestly disappointed. by
Well,
y'all's-
that's such a bold prediction.
I am honestly disappointed by y'all's disappointment picks.
Disappointed in the disappointment.
Everybody knew was going to be some shit. Just keep it in real.
Not the Jets.
No, but I mean, we're not talking.
Come on,
We're not sitting here expecting them.
8-0 at home, and then they're gonna.
We're not sitting here expecting them to automatically come back and go and make a
Oakland, dog.
playoff appearance or
Who
anything
Oakland
like
over there?
that. But we would
Tell me who's
expect
Oakland
them to
gonna be
Right.
in the
Who's
first
going to be? Who's that going to be?
We're not expecting them
Who they gonna
to
be
come
the
back
first
and do.
Somebody.
We're not expecting them to come back and do a playoff appearance. We were expecting some type of
Actually,
progression being
I
made.
feel
but
good about Oakland. They lost
feel- you feel good?
They lost to New England by 7. They didn't, you know.
You feel good about
They,
that?
they what do you call it? They took the points. You know, the spread was 6. Spread was
You know?
14.
Right.
They lost by 7.
Right.
I feel good about
They
that.
took a lot of people's money. Exactly. They took a lot of
Exactly.
They took a lot of
They
people-
took my money. All right? They got my money in there. All right?
Yeah.
$422.
So
That's
Vegas
what they got.
loves Oakland, and he hates them because I picked him.
Yeah.
But, anyways, everybody, final thoughts, anybody?
Peace, love, and all that other bullshit.
Hey, Cowboys are legit. Cowboys are going all the way. Cowboys.
15-1, right? Bold prediction.
Nah, not 15.
right.
That's absolutely absurd. But we will win the NFC East.
Bullshit.
And our offensive line is just too good, too dominant, too great. And we're just clicking on all cylinders right now.
That's how
Watch
it
out
starts,
for us.
man. Oh, that's
Final
my
thoughts?
Oh.
Final thoughts for me. I hope Teddy Bridgewater comes back, and I hope he does very good. Actually, I kind of like what he was seeing, what I seen from him last week, and I'm hoping that he does a little bit more this week if he comes back fine. So, good luck.
And
You
there
had a
you have
rebuttal in
it.
there?
Huh?
You had a
Thanks
rebuttal
for
in
tuning
there?
in to another edition of Dynasty Madness.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
your host, Rogers. Joe, Phil, and Eddie. You have a great night.
To the Dynasty.
Stay classy.